mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go, gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, when you do the fun, done go. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity.
Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Build a wall, no, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go. No. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has the devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me and save my life? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199, and I'm happy to see all of you here tonight. Yes, CobraCast is here because the people demanded it, and the people get what they want. That is what it's all about. So that is where we are. There has been a lot going on. We had Tuesday night's main event over on the main Geeks and Gamers channel tonight. And, we had a lot of, real world politics that just continue to get intertwined in our nerd discussions, because that is the reality of the situation, is that these things are going to continue to bleed into the pop culture world, because it's affecting everything. Everything we are seeing is having an impact across the board. So I'm not doing locals or Rumble because earlier my stream was lagging up big time. So it's not because I don't want to do Rumble or locals. It's just a matter of I'm on the road. My Wi-Fi is not the best, and I was lagging up pretty bad earlier. So that's why. So just wanted to give an update on that. That's why. It's not because I don't want to. Also, with my setup, I can't look at all the chats the way I normally do at home, and keeping up with 3 different chats and streaming and all that. So that's why. So my apologies for anyone that would prefer to watch over there. But look, there's a lot going on, and I mean, let's just jump right into it. This news right here broke right before we ended our stream, and I want to go ahead and talk about it right now. So it's this story right here on Fox News. Listen to this.
Fox News alert: the Wall Street Journal is reporting the CIA has reportedly just offered a buyout to its entire workforce. Everyone in the agencies telling employees late today they can quit their jobs and receive about 8 months of pay and benefits. It's a part of Trump's push to downsize the federal government more as we get it.
So again, the CIA, they're just offering to get rid of the entire workforce. This is what I voted for. This is what I wanted. I need more of this. Get rid of these clowns, these cowards, these people that have decided to target regular everyday Americans. Get rid of them. I am all for it. By the way, the man bro dude dropped a proper 199 before we even went live. Thanks for doing CobraCast tonight. Enjoy a nice steak dinner on me. Also, you could start a little early. You welcome. Damn it, I didn't. I actually started late. You know what? That means I have to drop some gifted memberships. You sent a proper 199. You were asking me to start early. I didn't, so now I have to face the punishment. So gifties in the chat. There we go. There's my punishment. And that's on top of Artemis Silver with 10 gifted memberships and Jeremy the Cyborg with 50 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go! A lot of gifties flying around here, and I just dropped 10 as punishment. My bad, but thank you for the proper 199. And of course, with the proper 199, there's only one way to celebrate with a proper 199. Okay, I mean, there's only one way to celebrate. That is the way we celebrate right there.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's gonna. I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's. Oh.
So there you go with a proper 199. Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciate that. There's a lot more going on. And I'll be honest, I personally cannot keep up with everything President Trump is doing. I cannot keep up with it. It is insane what we're seeing right now. So we just got this news right here that the United States Postal Service suspends packages from China and Hong Kong effective immediately. What is happening? Like, have you ever went into watch a movie and you had extremely high expectations? Rarely when we have extremely high expectations does that movie meet those expectations. It will happen occasionally, okay? I had extremely high expectations for Trump 2.0. Trump 2.0 in the first 2 weeks has surpassed every single expectation and then some. And I can't even process this, man. I can't even process everything that we're witnessing right before our very eyes. It just never stops. It never stops. And it's not going to stop. Right here we have Alina Habba, who made an appearance on Fox News. Let's hear what Alina Habba has to say.
Strip and let's make it great again. Let's make the world great again by making America great again. And that's what President Trump is doing. He is literally using this position to do as much good as humanly possible, not just for America, but for humanity. And the left spin that you're talking about, you and I know it well. It's a panic. It's a frantic, a grasp for air so that they can twist and turn all the good that he is doing. But America sees what it is. They had a mandate on November 5th. It was clear. They wanted peace. They wanted strength. They want peace through strength. And that is what President Trump's going to do, not just for us, but for everybody. And I think this is a clear signal of that.
Now, this is in reference to Trump making a comment about the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip. Now, as I've talked about many times, I don't fully grasp or understand a lot of the Middle Eastern, stuff going on, nor do I care really. It's not something I'm concerned with, but we'll continue to listen to her and then I'll comment further.
He used the same play to seduce little Rocket Man. He said, just put the missiles away. We could build beautiful housing in the Korean Peninsula. We don't need to fight each other. We can all live happily. It's the same thing here. Do you think these countries are going to go for it? Some of these people in Gaza, he might want to have go to Egypt or Jordan.
I think we should look at what's happened already. I think facts speak very loudly, and I like to speak in fact. Maybe it's the lawyer in me, but let's look at what happened with Colombia. Let's look at what happened with Mexico. Let's look at what happened with Canada. Our facts speak louder than anything else. And the history of this administration in the past few weeks, only a few weeks, speak louder than words. And that is strength. We are going to make the world better. We really are. Maybe it should be make the world better again and great again. But that is what we're working at. It's not just about America. When America is strong, everybody wants to get on board. And we're seeing that. Now, maybe we have to say we're going to tariff you, we'll sanction you. If you don't behave of it yourself, if you take advantage of our economics, if you bring fentanyl into our country, which is what they're doing, it's a fentanyl crisis right now, we're not going to let you kill our people. And we're not going to let you kill other people that are innocent. And that's what President Trump is standing for, what's righteous, what's good, and what's clean. And I think that that's unfortunately going to upset some bureaucrats that were making money off of this regime in the last administration. But those days are long gone.
All right. Well, Alina's.
So, I know that there's going to be, kind of a very polarizing argument on both sides. Should we even be getting involved in, any of that? It's not really, beneficial to us. Or is it? And I don't have the answer to that. I do, at my very least, I do understand why Israel is such an important ally for the United States in the middle of all of that shit that happens in the Middle East. So from a strategic standpoint, I understand that. It makes sense from that standpoint to have, that type of, connection with all the other nonsense that goes on in the Middle East. A lot of people don't care about that. A lot of people think that it's nonsense. Whatever. Like I've said, the pro-Israel and the anti-Israel side drowned each other out, and it's gotten to the point where it makes me not care because of the noise on both sides of the equation. I really don't care. What I do care about is that President Trump is doing what he can do to make America great again and to make America safe. And so from that standpoint, me seeing as I don't know enough about the situation and I'm not invested enough to care that much, as long as he's not pulling resources from America that we could be doing other things, then so be it. And based on what he's done in just these first few weeks, it's clear that not only is he not pulling resources from America, he's actually cutting a lot of the fat so we can focus. So why would I get mad over one decision when he's done all this other good, life-changing decisions that he's making right now? So I don't know if Trump is serious about taking the Gaza Strip over or not. Is it the art of the deal? I have no idea. But it's more of Trump being Trump and doing exactly what he was elected to do, which is a complete and total disruptor. And he is, my goodness, man, he is absolutely disrupting to a level that we have never seen. And he's doing such a good job of it that they have decided that they're not even mad at Trump anymore. No. They're not even mad at Trump. Do you know who they're mad at? They are mad at Elon Musk. And that is their target. Trump has broken their brains so much that they can't even focus on him. So the new target is Elon. Listen to these clowns. They literally held a protest of Elon Musk today. Democratic politicians and a bunch of crazy activists are holding protest against Elon. Now, just before we get into the video, Elon Musk has changed his bio on Twitter. Elon Musk's bio now is White House tech support. He's changed it to White House tech support. Holy shit. So let's listen to these clowns right now, okay? Here we go.
California! Hello, everybody. We have convened here in the right place, the Treasury Department. We have got to tell Elon Musk, nobody elected your ass. Nobody told you could get all of our private information.
Yes, we did. We elected Donald Trump, and Donald Trump decided that Elon Musk was going to be put in charge of these things. Yes, we absolutely did elect this.
Nobody told you could be in charge of the payments of this country. We have
Trump
told
did.
you've made enough money off our government yourself. And now you want to take everybody else's payroll and make sure that they don't make the kind of money that you've made. Oh, you want to use our money to go to Mars? No, we want to use our money right.
I just need everybody to understand who is going to forget the people that hate Elon and hate Trump. We know those people are long gone. They're never going to be convinced of anything, and that's fine. Who that might just be oblivious to some of this stuff, maybe they don't know what's going on, maybe they're trying to learn more. Who is going to be convinced by listening to Maxine Waters sound like an absolute alcoholic, screaming belligerently into a microphone? You can't understand half of what she's saying anyway. Who is going to be convinced that, yeah, I need to join this fight? I need to join the anti-Elon Musk movement. Who is going to do that? Nobody. Nobody that matters.
Right here in Washington, D.C., in this country, we want to make sure that all of our federal employees are protected. We've got to make sure that you know and understand nobody elected you. You think you're the president of the United States.
The what? Wait. What did she say? What was that? You made me turn it down some? I didn't know the volume was that loud.
You know and understand nobody elected you. You think you're the president of the United States.
Dude. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is better than any movie. This is better than any TV show. This is better. This is the greatest entertainment I have ever seen.
States of America, the co-president that can take over, go into our private payment system and do whatever you want to do. You got another thought coming. We're going to stop you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at a crisis in this country. We're in a crisis in this country because Trump and Elon Musk and the billionaires have decided they're going to put us all in our place. They're going to run this country. They're going to make sure that they take over everything. Are we going to let them do that? No. Are we going to let...
Okay, I can't take it anymore. I can't take 4 minutes of that shit. But you have to ask yourself, why are they so upset at a simple White House tech support employee? We're not talking about a high-ranking member. We're talking about a simple White House tech support employee who's simply just trying to do his job. He's trying to put food on the table for his family. He doesn't need this type of insane harassment. How dare you, Democrats? How dare you, you career politicians? How dare you try and target a loving father who finally, after years and years and years of working hard for someone to notice him, and finally, someone saw the potential in young Elon Musk and offered him a position as White House tech support. And you guys are targeting this young man for no reason whatsoever. I, for one, am disappointed. I, for one, am disgusted. And I will not stand by while we allow this to happen. It's disgusting. Okay, so check this out. This was earlier. And I couldn't believe this when I heard this, but this is President Trump right here. Listen to this.
If you're unhappy to sign it, if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That'd be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why, lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing this, and it's a very powerful document, but hopefully we're not going to have to use it.
So if you didn't catch all of it, President Trump has left instructions to obliterate Iran if they assassinate him. That would be a terrible thing for them to do. If they did that, they would be obliterated. I've left instructions. There would be nothing left. That is the most alpha thing I've ever heard a president of the United States say. That is such a boss thing to say. Holy shit, man. This dude is operating on another level. I love what we are seeing so much. I absolutely love this, man. It is just absolutely glorious. Now, we've got this right here. Breaking: all USAID direct hires are being placed on leave starting Friday at 11:59 Eastern, per the agency's website. Elon and Trump are wasting no time gutting this leftist slush fund of corruption. More Democrat protests are expected tomorrow in D.C. They can continue to whine and cry all day long. It will not matter. Okay. It will not matter. Now here's I'm just now seeing this. Let me adjust this. Let's see if I can adjust this a little. Okay. So look at this. Apparently, this is a meme someone made of all the Democrats crying about Elon Musk today. Is the volume too loud? Because I can bump this volume down if the volume is too loud. If I can see it. Can't even see it to bump it down. Let me know if the volume's too loud. Yes or no, chat, before because this could blow your ears out. So it is too loud. Okay, let me okay, I can fix that. Overall, wow. Why is that? Okay, let's see here. Sound input. All right, I'm gonna fix it. Give me a minute. Let's see. Where's the little thing at? It's not even like giving me the option to change it. Again, I'm on my laptop, so I apologize for any delays, but I am still thinking of the wonderful audience. Volume is really low for some reason, so I guess I'm going to bump it down a little more. All right, let's see about that. How is this?
We cannot allow Elon Musk and a small group of people to secretly behind closed doors. Yes! We cannot.
Loud, so loud, really? Geez, what's going on with the volume around here? Okay, we'll fix this. Okay. As you guys know, not only now I'm not tech support, but I do follow the White House tech support employee. So we're gonna see if we can get this figured out here in just a minute. So give me just a moment, and we'll get to the bottom of this right now. So it's good when you actually have some connections to people in the White House. So yeah, it's so weird. I cannot access the volume. So we'll see. Okay, really quick. I'll work on that. But we have this this whole DOGE thing. So I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this, but DOGE is kind of becoming the center of all of the Democrats' problems. And it's mainly because DOGE is essentially going to carry out an audit. Now, if you've ever worked in, say, retail like me, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that to you guys, but yes, I work in retail. If you have ever worked in retail, you know what happens when you're audited. If you were doing anything you shouldn't have done, that's probably going to get found out when an audit comes. So when it's time to get audited, of course, you know, your managers are freaking out. Everything has to be perfect. They start, over analyzing everything. That's essentially what is happening right now with DOGE, and they're losing their minds. So here we go.
And while we wait for that,
Is the volume
DOGE
okay?
disruptors are
Let me know.
taking a wrecking ball to woke and wasteful government spending, and it's driving the Democrats insane.
DOGE is to blame for this mess without legal domain.
Whatever DOGE is doing, it is certainly not what democracy looks like or has ever looked like in the grand history of this country.
We are living a nightmare created by Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and we need to wake up.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. They don't do their homework. Clearly, like, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart.
But
So Elon Musk is not smart, according to the bartender or waitress or whatever the hell she was. Elon Musk apparently isn't smart, according to AOC. Okay.
AOC might want to take a deep breath because DOGE is just getting started. At least 20,000 federal workers have taken President Trump's buyout offer. Elon Musk is polling his followers on X and asking them, quote, would you like DOGE to audit the IRS? And President Trump backing up the world's richest man and revealing his new target for the DOGE cuts, the Department of Education.
Get it on.
What I want to do is let the states run schools. I believe strongly in school choice, but in addition to that, I want the states to run schools, and I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
Some of these DOGE engineers that Elon Musk has helping him are as young as 19 years
That's
old.
good. They're very smart, though, Peter. They're like you. They're very smart people.
Thank you. Have you met any of these guys?
No, I haven't seen them. They work actually out of the White House. They're smart people.
All right, Jesse, the Dems are free.
Now, Elon has been seriously talking about the IRS a lot on Twitter the last few days as well. And, Trump has already made his comments about the IRS. And with all of these tariffs, it's interesting because Trump is the type of guy that will 100%, he operates off of gut instincts. But he also lays the foundation for other things. And I've talked about this in previous streams before. I 100% believe that Donald Trump wants to abolish federal income tax. I think he wants income tax gone. I do. I also think that I think he knows that he can't just snap his fingers and do that like he would like to, like he does a lot of things. That is going to be a hell of a process, and he is going to have to lay the foundation in many different areas in order to even potentially think about realistically doing that. But I think that he does. And this is part of the pieces to that puzzle, along with the tariffs and everything like that. And of course, seeing how Canada and Colombia and Mexico have bent the knee immediately to these tariffs. that's a testing ground for him. That's my opinion on it.
Freaking out. And I'm not sure if they're freaking out more over Elon Musk or the DOGE cuts, which is amazing because some of these cuts need to be made.
I love some of these. Dana mentioned it the other day. You have Iraqi Sesame Street. You have Moroccan pottery classes, bat viruses, and tourism for Lebanon. No offense, Judge Janine. I've been looking into USAID. It's a CIA cutout. It's basically like a dark money group that's been caught staging coups across Latin America. They've been kicked out of dozens of countries. They've been funding paramilitary operations.
I know maybe half the audience, maybe, I don't know. Maybe half of you will appreciate this. Maybe less than half. I don't know. But do I have any wrestling fans in the chat? Okay. If I have any old school wrestling fans, we remember the greatness of the Attitude Era. And we remember how great that time was. The energy, the excitement, the uncertainty. Every Monday you would tune in and you had no idea what was going to happen. We remember this, okay? And we always look back and we think, man, it will never be like that again, all right? This is literally what we are witnessing right now in the world of politics. We are witnessing something that we will never see again. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we're going to look back on this time that we're in, and we're going to think about how amazing this was. So appreciate what is right in front of you. Don't appreciate it after the fact. Appreciate it right now because it is happening, and it's like nothing we have ever seen.
And they got caught. And this is basically a $40 billion slush fund for social justice warriors in permanent Washington to bribe people, staff people at NGOs, and just create hell. And they were probably going to launch the resistance against Trump's second term through this little government super PAC because it was so dark and shady. And if you are like...
Somebody said, I love that he thinks old school wrestling is Attitude Era. I do not think that. I go all the way back to the golden age. I remember the NWA, the AWA. I remember Barry Windham. I remember the original Four Horsemen. I remember when Hulk Hogan actually wrestled in Japan as a wrestler and didn't have just his 3 moves. So, but the Attitude Era is like 25 years ago too. So
our friend Kamala Harris, and you're interested in Venn diagrams. If you take all the executives from USAID,
Free birds,
the Clinton
baby.
Foundation,
Right.
the Gates Foundation, the World Bank, the World Health Organization, and the United Nations, all of them overlap. It's very interesting when you look at who is who when they run these organizations. Burisma got a contract with USAID through Hunter Biden. And then Hunter Biden, and it was so shady, Judge Janine, that the Obama people looked at it and canceled it. That's how corrupt it looked like. Rosemont Seneca, Hunter's firm, also did deals with 2 people that were trying to get rich off of disaster aid in Haiti through USAID. Now, I'm not saying you got to eliminate all foreign aid, but it's like a knockdown. You see a house, it's a knockdown. You just got to level it and you got to build it back up. That's how corrupt it is. And if they found out this much corruption in just one small agency, imagine how bad it is at the Pentagon.
You know, Dana, one of the things that the Democrats have been complaining about is they're saying, you know, a lot of this aid is going for...
Well, and again, just if you're hearing it, thank you, Vic, for the 10 Get to memberships. And I will get to all these super chats. I appreciate you guys. We're 3 weeks in. Now, we discussed this a little bit earlier on Tuesday night's main event. And I didn't get a chance to see what people in the chat were saying, if they agreed or disagreed with me. But so, you know, we're talking about, like, you know, because Ripa had made the comment about, you know, the Trump phenomenon, which it absolutely is. Trump is something that he's one of one. And that's never going to, this is it. He's one of one. The most important aspect of this is something that a lot of people, I don't think, recognize, and that is Trump basically exposed the left in ways that a lot of people don't really recognize. So all of these things with identity politics, with, you know, impacting the culture, with impacting young minds, All of these things that the left were doing, they had been building that for a long time. It wasn't just like recently. It wasn't just because we started to notice that Star Wars had gone woke that was the beginning of woke. Woke they were laying the foundation for this for a long time before. But it wasn't as so obvious because they were so methodical about it. And then Trump showed up in 2015. And he didn't go away. And a lot of people thought that Trump was just trolling. Oh, I'm one of them. I did not think Trump was serious. I was a fan of Donald Trump, but I didn't think he was serious when he announced he was running. I thought it was a marketing ploy. I thought he was going to, I thought he had a hotel to build, or maybe he's got something worked up for The Apprentice or whatever. I didn't think that he was serious. And a lot of people didn't think he was serious. But we found out real quickly he was serious. And once it became clear that he was going to be the Republican nominee, he changed everything at that point. And the left, with that slow, methodical way that they had been doing things, they suddenly screwed up and they overplayed their hand. And it was because of Trump. And it was because Trump disrupted everything, disrupted all of their plans, disrupted everything that they had working. And they overshot so badly with their identity politics and, the trans mafia bullshit and everything else that they were doing. And he created that slip up. And then they again overplayed their hand in 2020. And they essentially have created their own demise with what they did in 2020. Because as I said on my stream earlier, and as I've said in many streams, I don't care how great Trump is. There is no way. You will never convince me that Trump would be able to accomplish anything close to what he's accomplishing now if he would have stayed in office in 2020. Mike Pence would have been his vice president, and he would have had a very, very flawed team of people that were constantly working against him. He would have never accomplished this. So the left essentially destroyed themselves by what they did in 2020. Now, this goes back, and if anybody that's been watching me for a long time, going back to the primaries for 2024. And this is why I was so against people like Ron DeSantis and other people. Literally anybody that was running against Trump was running against America. That's how I approached it. Because I said, if Donald Trump does not win in 2024, then we all lose. It doesn't matter if DeSantis wins. It doesn't matter if another Republican wins. If they are able to stand by what they did in 2020 to the president and to the American people, if that wrong is not righted in 2024, then there's nothing left to fight for because they have won. Trump had to win in 2024. Period. End of discussion. And that's why I continue to hang on that, because anybody that didn't realize that is a fucking moron. And maybe you didn't realize it then, but you can realize it now. And that's fine to own it now. But it always had to be Trump. There was never, ever, ever another option on the table. If Trump doesn't win in 2024, then we lose, period. Because that means that they were able to successfully ruin that man's political career and his political legacy with what they did in 2020 by attacking not only him, but MAGA. And now, because of all of that, these last 3 weeks are all on the Democrats, which is why they're freaking out so much right now. Let me get a few of these super chats really quick. JMNZZ450 says Trump about to start revelations. Candace Owens about to bring down France by just being a basic gossip girl. And most importantly, Eva Mendes right now greater than Jessica Alba in her prime. Fight me. I'll walk out of the room alive. Hail the 199. No. Listen, Eva Mendes is hot. Not over prime Jessica Alba, bro. No, no, no. JMNZZ450. No. I reject that. Okay? I reject that. Prime Jessica Alba? No. No, 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 no. But I appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Let me go back to Vic Whiplash. For the record, my woman is Jewish. I proudly wear the IDF flag patch under the American flag on my duty jacket. Anyone has a problem with that, pick words with me at a meetup. Well, we don't need to do anything at a meetup. And secondly, like, I don't care. That's the whole thing. I don't care what you rep. Doesn't matter to me. But the pro-Israel and the anti-Israel argument is exhausting. And at the end of the day, you can be proud of whatever you want to be proud of. But when you try, and I'm not saying you in particular, obviously, you know, Vic, you're a huge supporter of the channel, and I know you watch me almost all the time. But I personally just don't care. And I have that right. Like earlier, I criticized Ben Shapiro. And I have the anti-Israel people now going, hey, Jeremy, you won't call Ben out for X, Y, and Z. I don't care. And the more that you try to make me care about your anti-Israel crusade, the less I care. Just like the more you try to make me care about the pro-Israel crusade, the less I care. I don't care. And the more you try to convince me to care, the less I'm going to care. And that's just how my mind operates. I don't want to be forced into doing anything that I don't want to do. It goes back to the COOF, mask mandates, all of that. The more that I am constantly told that I need to do something, the less I want to do it. That is in my nature. The more people that are gathered around me saying, oh, you need to think this way, you need to think that way, the less I'm going to think that way. That's just in my nature. So I obviously, like, I've never been to Israel. I'm never planning on going over there. So anything that I say about Israel that is pro-Israel would be bullshit because I don't know anything about it. I've never been there, never plan on going there. If people have been there and you have, love for it and all of that, that's fine too. But that doesn't mean I have to. So, but yeah, so the whole like pro-anti thing is just like, it's exhausting. It really is. GJJ for a member message, 20 months. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Tin Head says, late and gay. Well, that's just mean. Kevin Cron says, what an awesome 3 weeks it's been since Trump became president. I am not tired of winning yet. Go Trump and Elon. It is glorious, isn't it? It really is. Let me see. Artemis Silver says, the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. Let's see. Where did it go? Cash Kester. I saw your member message. I highlighted earlier. I can't find it now. Kevin Cron says, there might not be a Democratic Party in 2028 for JD Vance to face against. Thank you, God, for giving us Trump's second term. JD Vance is looking real good for 2028, man. He's looking real good. Dark Schwartz Rising says, sup for $20. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead says, Jeremy, do you want the 51st state of Canada, the 52nd state of Mexico, or the 53rd state of Greenland, or the 54th state of Panama, and the 55th state of China, and the 56th state of Gaza? I personally don't want another state to be added. Right now, demographically, the country right now, after 4 years of Trump, I don't see how there's a chance in hell for the Democrats. All the illegal immigrants are going to be gone. People are going to be red-pilled. Trump is going to make America great again. I don't think there's any reason to add anything else to the Electoral College. And I think if America stays 50 states in the current state that it's in, I don't see a chance in hell for the Democrats because you've gotten all the illegals out. You've got all of their illegal voters out. And what Trump is going to be able to do is basically going to position the Republican Party, which again, I'm a Trump guy. I'm not necessarily a Republican. But Trump is a Republican. So I'm a Trumplican. But with JD Vance carrying on, if that's eventually what happens, that's what I would prefer to see. I do think that an economic union with Canada is a very, very good thing. Canada becoming a U.S. territory, I think that's a very good thing. I think that and again, this is based off the limited, research I've done, but I mean, if it's an economic union or U.S. territory or whatever, you essentially get rid of the border. So essentially, the border then becomes, if it's a U.S. territory, if I'm understanding this, and someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you get rid of that border of the US and Canada border, it becomes our border all across, correct? Am I understanding that? Okay. At that point, nobody gets into our country. Nobody that we don't want. Nobody can get in illegally if we control the entire perimeter of North America. I like that idea right there, because essentially what you have is wherever, Canada and how people can get into Canada. And then the fact is, this is where one of Trump's big issues is that the Canadian border is not taken care of by Canada. And people are getting in through Canada, and then they're getting in from Canada through the northern border. And Trump has a problem with that. But if we control all of North America at that point, we don't have to worry about that. So, but I do think an economic union or some type of territory, I think that's the most realistic situation. I don't want more states added personally. I just don't. Let's see. Where are we at? ADM says Israel says jump, and every president says how high. Remember the USS Liberty. Israel's government is not our friend. Well, I mean, I've heard reports that Trump and what's his name, Ned and Netanyahu or whatever, that they don't act like. I know they had a press conference today and all that, but I've heard that reports that Trump actually doesn't like him, but I don't know if that's true or not. And again, they are strategically, they are a good strategic partner for the United States based on the Middle East and all of that. They just are. That is realistic. You can not like that they get so much aid sent to them or whatever, but they are a great strategic partner for the Middle East. You don't want that entire area to just be overrun by all these crazies and they build a coalition of people. It's the same mentality as it's the same mentality what I learned. And again, I can only apply to me and what I've been. So I'm nothing on the internet. I'm just some random asshole. I get it, but it's all relative. Everything's relative. So for me, one thing I noticed was the more when Geeks and Gamers, the main channel, started to gain a following, I used to respond to people on Twitter all the fucking time. All of my haters, I used to respond to them all the time. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed clapping back at people. I bring them on live streams and argue with them and debate them and fight with them and whatever. And half the time they would just, cuck out because they wouldn't say the things that they would say in person to me on Twitter. And they would just want to be friendly with me, whatever. The point being is that what I realized is over time, the more I was responding to people that hate me, I was introducing all of my haters to each other. And they would see oh, there's another guy that hates him. Then they would start linking up. And I started noticing wait a minute, all these guys are now they're creating this little bitty bubble of Jeremy Geeks and Gamers hate. And I'm the one bringing them together because I keep responding to them. I keep highlighting them. Why won't I highlight people that appreciate what we're doing and support what we're doing? Why do I spend time focusing on people that hate me and highlighting them and then allowing them to connect with more people that hate me? That's not a good strategy, probably, because the more that they come together, the worse that's going to be for me. So that's the same theory with the Middle East. You want to have an ally there because it's a shit show. If you don't have an ally there, and if you don't support that ally, and they all just overrun the entire area, they're just going to become stronger. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, Krabby Patty says, what the fuck are you talking about? Get back to the video. Now I'm going to keep talking because you said that, Krabby Patty. I'm literally going to just start talking more just because you said that. Okay. Where's it at? I'm highlighting your comment. If I can find it. I can't find it. But yeah, you did. You said, what are you talking about? Get back to the video. So now I'm not. I'm just going to keep randomly talking shit now. So look, that's how I am. All right. So now I'm just going to do the opposite. So you're welcome. Good job on that one. What'd you accomplish? Nothing. CG 87343 says, if you haven't heard what Elon uncovered at USAID, you need to look. Millions of dollars worth of waste, fraud, and abuse uncovered. It's insane. Caroline pointed some of it out. We're actually, that's what this video is actually breaking down, the one that Krabby wants me to get back to. Tinhead says, she sounds like she has an insane amount of brain damage. You're probably talking about AOC. No. Or Maxine Waters. Or Elizabeth Warren. You know what? I could just name off every female Democratic female, and it could apply. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about. CG says, much of what is being uncovered is within the purview of the executive office, designed that way by Democrats. Now Trump is dismantling their creation, and they're angry, and they're very frustrated about it too. Which is the best part. Logan Miller says, this is my favorite timeline. The White House tech support is the cherry on top. Yes. Dark Schwartz Rising says, hail Elon, Pope meme us the first. Is that what she called him? Or are we just going to meme that based on her mistake? Noble Spitfire says, did you go over the Reddit thing? I don't know anything about a Reddit thing. If you want to tag me in something, I don't know about a Reddit thing. I tend to stay away from Reddit. When I became aware of Reddit, I was blown away at how hated I was on Reddit. I could not believe the amount of hate that, and I thought it was just me. I didn't realize that, no, that's just Reddit. But like, so, and of course, it's like anything else in life. You get hyper focused on if it's about you. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, I am the most hated man on Reddit. And then I realized, oh wait, no, never mind. That's just everybody. But yeah, Reddit is wild. So I stay away from Reddit if I can. NYBSFP says, every executive order is going to court. Nothing has been fixed yet. Let's see. North Carolina is still reeling. Barely anyone has been deported yet. His cabinet has not been confirmed yet. Congress is threatening an insurrection, but let's own Gaza. I don't know if I agree with that. Barely anyone has been deported yet. I don't agree with that. Yeah, I mean, things are actually happening. There's a tangible effect. We're seeing the effect on the culture. That's the cultural shift that's happening. I mean, Trump just announced today, and again, I'm going on what Beardo told me. I did see the reports, but, Trump announces he's going to the NFL, the Super Bowl, and then we get the announcement that they're getting rid of the end racism bullshit in the end zones. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true. I know the reports of him going to the Super Bowl is, and that's just a small thing. Like, yes, specific things, executive orders take time to fully be, processed and all that shit. But like, we're seeing a difference. I feel the difference. There is a cultural shift right now that is tangible. You can feel it. You can see it. It's infectious. So that right there on its own is such a major shift. So I respectfully disagree. Packing Proton says, I don't follow Alex Jones, but this popped up in my feed now. Elon Musk auditors are set to release the big one in the next 48 hours, says top NGO fraud investigator. I love Alex Jones. Alex is he definitely throws some clickbait out there, which I don't hate because we all do our fair share of clickbaiting. So I've seen some Alex Jones ones that I'm like, whoa, and then I'm like, Alex is leaning into a little bit. I respect it. Okay. Look at that. Chartarts has been following you since you were banned for the Vic drama. There we go. All right. I respect that. That's been a long time actually, since I got banned from. Yeah. So if for those that don't know, there is a local convention in Pensacola where I'm from, and they banned me from Pensacon. They banned me and took my press credentials from that convention. This was years and years ago. And their reasoning was because I didn't know who Vic Mignogna was. I've since met Vic, nice guy. But I didn't know who he was. But apparently he was being Me Too'd by some activist in the voice acting community, some activist chick. And so he was getting Me Too'd. And all I did was covered the story, and I basically looked at it without knowing anything. And I said, well, this looks like a he said, she said case. So I don't know why this guy is being treated like this when there's no proof that he did anything wrong. And then I called out Pensacola for attacking people on Twitter through their official account. And after I made that video, within 15 or 20 minutes, I got an email and they revoked my press credentials. And they told me that I was no longer welcome there. And then I made another follow-up video, and I basically told them to go fuck themselves. I told them I didn't need their convention. I told them that I was being sarcastic, but I was like, I'm too big of a deal for you guys. I'm way too important at this point. Just telling them like I didn't care, like you have no power over me. And so yeah, and I will never return. Fuck them. Even if they asked me to come back, I would tell them I would just whip it out on the table, flop it on the table, and be like, suck it. Because no, I don't want to come to your shitty convention. Wyoming, Saskatchewan. What is it? What is this? You changed it up and I still screw it up. The King of Figs late again. You go live when we tell you to. Damn it. Now tell me the day's news and don't act like you're busy with something else. And I screwed your name up. Villa Idiot or Villa as an idiot. Yeah, I thought it was IDOT. What would you say is the biggest hurdle for Trump in the future? What would you say is the biggest hurdle for Trump in the future? That's a good question, man. I'm not sure I have an answer off the top of my head because you know who the biggest hurdle is? Just in reality, the only people that are standing between Trump and his full agenda are the rhinos. The few rhinos. Those are the only people that can stop him. Those are the only people that can impact him. So you have a few rhinos within the Senate and the House. That's it. That's it. That's the only ones that can stop his agenda from being fully realized. So that would be it. That's the only ones. And they've been put on notice. They've been put on notice by many people that they will be primaried. They will be dealt with if they do not support Trump's agenda. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear this, Dragon Dan. My family lost a second dog in 2 months. R.I.P. Apollo, dude. I can't. My heart goes out to you, brother. I am so sorry. That is awful. I mean, obviously, in the past year, I've lost a dog, and it's the worst feeling in the world. And to lose a second one, man. I am so sorry to hear that, brother. Prayers for you. Let's see. Okay, let's get back to this video really quickly. I apologize for the delay. Krabby, you still here, buddy? You still here, buddy? We're about to start it up.
Good reasons. And they said Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, came out and said food, medicine, saving lives are not included in the freeze. And if you don't know how to ask for a waiver, then you're either incompetent or you're just looking to sabotage.
I talked to someone today who said that when he was working in government, that USAID kind of ran like an NGO, right? And so the pause and Rubio being in charge, I think if you care about health diplomacy or the food diplomacy, like all of that makes sense, and you can do that out of USAID. And yes, there could be some good work, but when you've been the Congress has basically been AWOL. They didn't do their responsibility. And so all of these other things happen. So now you have one apple or many apples spoiling the bunch.
Elon meme right here in reference to what we're talking about. The same people terrified of DOGE wanted to hire 87,000 additional IRS agents to audit you. Boom. That right there is on point. That speaks volumes right there. That's it. That speaks mega volumes. That's 100% on point.
Elon Musk wasn't elected. Well, neither were the people who were shoveling all of the taxpayer dollars out to pay for electric vehicle credits. Who was elected that said it was okay to raid the Medicare trust fund in order to pay for electric vehicle credits? Congress didn't say anything about it. Those were the Biden people. Who was elected to go around Congress to say that you could forgive student loans? Even Nancy Pelosi said you couldn't do that. Joe Biden said, I'll do it. And it didn't matter to him that it was illegal. You have also the Democrats complaining about data security. and data privacy, the January 6th committee leaked thousands of people's personal information that had nothing to do with the investigation. And so I feel like AOC questioning the intelligence of Elon Musk is just clickbait, and I'm not going to click. I'm not going to click. Also,
I am 100% convinced. And listen, maybe this started out as a meme. Maybe I thought it was a meme. Maybe I was leaning into the meme. I am now 100% convinced that that AOC is madly in love with Elon Musk. She is madly in love with him, and she is like, she's like a scorned lover now that he won't have anything to do with her. AOC loves Elon Musk. She wants him, and she can't have him, and so she's lashing out. I'm convinced of that.
I believe that Linda McMahon is the one to dismantle the Department of Education. You look at those education scores from last week. What are we getting for this? Why do you think a lot of these companies say they...
If Linda McMahon walks out to no chance in hell as she ends the Department of Education, if you know, you know. All right. If you know, you know. All right.
Need H-1B visas because we're not educating people here appropriately.
Yeah, interesting. I was going to ask you the education question too, but I'll go to you, Jessica. You know, it seems like the Democrats haven't gotten their footing. I mean, they're not sure about the message or why they lost and everything else. And yet this DOGE thing, and Jesse just gave us some examples. Is that the best they've got?
It's certainly part of the conversation that I think Democrats should be having. And I would love to be here the day that it was announced that George Soros had been given access to the Treasury payments, and he was going to be running a bureaucracy. We'll call it DOGE to make it George Soros applicable. And he was going to decide how many thousands of people
I personally can't stand listening to her. I can't stand listening to her. But look at this really quick right here. So Matt Walsh tweeted, "This may be the funniest Trump quote of all time. Instant classic."
Go ahead. Afghan suffer women as high expectation from you. Do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban? Because I'm an Afghan journalist. Afghan suffer women. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people, especially Afghanistan?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh, actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying.
Holy shit. Holy shit. I gotta hear it again. He was so nice about it.
Time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh, actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. But I just say this. Good luck. Live in peace. Go ahead, please.
Good luck and live in peace. Holy shit. Oh, my stomach's hurting, man. He said, "Good luck and live in peace." Holy shit. Whew. All right, let's go back to this. Listen to this.
fire. He had a bunch of 19-year-olds that he really liked. Maybe they interned for him. Maybe they're just a Palantir kid. And he was going to bring them in, and he was going to change the way we run our government. He was going to move fast and break things like they do out in the Bay Area. But instead, your Social Security payments would be on the table. Your job would be on the table. Your Medicaid would be on the table. And you say Democrats are the only ones melting down. Is Senator Wicker a Democrat and I missed it? Or Jerry Moran, or even Marco Rubio when he used to have a moral compass, 2017. Foreign aid isn't charity. It's critical to our national security. If you're so concerned about making sure that we stay in front of China, which would love to eat our lunch any way that they can, this kind of aid matters.
That's what Rubio just said.
Yeah. No, the program
She's so retarded. She's like, it's obvious Fox puts her on here so they don't seem super biased. Like, she's an idiot. She's so stupid. At least for people that remember, Hannity and Combs. If you guys remember, all right, Sean Hannity, Alan Combs. There used to be a show called Hannity and Combs. All it was designed for Alan Combs to get the shit beat out of him every night by Sean Hannity and Republicans. That's all it was. I liked Alan Combs. But oh my God, man, it was brutal. Poor Alan Combs would just get the living shit beat out of him every night by Republicans. And it was like, well, we have a Democrat. And it's like, God, you guys, it's brutal. It was brutal. So thank you, 1992 Space Movie with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, 8 o'clock for 50. Says that's my MAGA president. Yes, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Thank you. And John freaking Murdoch for a proper 199 and says Trump is the GOAT. Yes, he is. Trump is the GOAT. We all love President Trump. And John freaking Murdoch with a proper 199. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, brother. Let's continue to listen to this clown.
That he's talking about in 2017 is different than what is going on today. It absolutely is. And anyway,
the principle of what he's saying.
The fundamental issue here is that we have 3 co-equal branches of government, and the executive doesn't care about Congress anymore. Congress appropriated this money. They say it was an EO. Originally it was, but in 1998 it was enshrined by Congress as a law. You need to go through the proper hurdles. And there are plenty of Democrats who've said, let me in the DOGE caucus. They want to have conversations.
Do you remember 2020? Do you remember what happened? You lost the ability to have any rational thinking whatsoever. This is MAGA 2.0. There is no apologies. There is nothing. This is scorched earth. There is no second anything. It's over. You asked for this shit. You took President Trump's second term from him. You asked for this. Democrats asked for all of this. You get what you fucking deserve. MAGA 2.0 will not back down.
Sure they do. To cut. Maybe there are lima bean dancers in malaria in wherever that need to be eliminated.
Thank you, James.
But you have, and just one more thing. They've blocked access to secure communications for hundreds of USAID employees who are currently in war zones. How can that be okay with you?
Okay. First of all, all foreign,
might not even be true. We'll have to fact check
all
that.
foreign aid is discretionary for the president to determine.
No.
Yes.
Not if it's appropriated by Congress.
It is discretionary for the president to determine. And if the whole point is it's not charity, Greg, but it exists for the purpose of advancing our national interest, shouldn't it be something that advances the United States interest?
Yeah, this just doesn't feel right that we weren't introduced.
Oh, who are you? So
I'm Greg Gutfeld. Welcome to the 5. All we're doing is introducing friction into a system that got used to having no restraint. So you have this giant blob that finds it alien that people might want to know where their money's going. They are just spending it like it's the casino's cash. By the way, Joe Biden was ushered in on the promise of empathy and unity. And it turned out the executive branch had been hijacked by radical forces. And when it was exposed, they covered it up. And they also went after whistleblowers and condemned and smeared people who dared to say that Joe wasn't fit. Doesn't that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. It is exactly what's happening with USAID. And it's going to happen with every single other program and department because they...
Well, what they were able to do, because if you remember, like with COVID, with the lockdowns, with the narrative that, that happened around that, with also the narrative that happened around Joe Biden's presidency and how, that all played out and how no one talked about it. No one was leaking any information about what was going on in the Joe Biden White House. That happens with corruption from top to bottom. That happens by hiring people like Rachel Levine for your HHS. That happens by having cross-dressers on the White House front lawn. That happens by having the most unqualified people on the planet that only want to be there to be part of it for clout and not to be part of it for the right reasons. That's how you get there. We heard nothing about Joe Biden. The man was asleep at 7 o'clock every night. No one talked about it. No one. There was nobody leaking any information out of the Joe Biden White House. Is that because the Joe Biden White House was just so incredibly run? No, it was so incredibly corrupt.
They are corrupt. And if you think, how do you know that? I just explained it to you. The White House, the biggest political cover-up in history, right in front of your eyes. And you think that somehow this is going to be pristine behind closed doors when you talk about everything that we're talking about Hamas being funded. We're talking about Haiti, those billions that disappeared. We're talking about trans and gender propaganda in foreign countries. There's so many things. And, love Trump or hate him, Jessica, and I know where you stand. Trump is where government secrets go to die.
Yes.
He's doing more than 40 years of so-called and heroic investigative journalism. We're learning about stuff we never bothered to learn. And it's not coming from The Nation or The New Republic or The Atlantic. It's coming from a Republican president. I never knew about USAID. I thought it was a sports drink. I didn't know about NGOs. I thought that was an STD.
How many STDs did you have?
I can't get into that here during the break. And the reaction tells you everything, that this is the heart of corruption. It's about funding. And all we want to know is, where is it going? Eco Alliance? No matter what you say about humanitarian efforts by USAID, millions and millions of people being killed kind of cancels that out. Eco Alliance was funded by USAID. So there are up to maybe, $521 billion in fraud annually. And these people act like we're waging war. No. Oh, well, we are, against corruption.
Yes.
And you're on the right.
And this is the type of reaction that you will get when you go after them. This is what's happening right now. Listen to these clowns.
We don't pledge allegiance to the billionaires. We don't pledge allegiance to Elon Musk. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 22-year-olds working for Elon Musk. We pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
What? Okay, first of all, you do pledge allegiance to the billionaires. You've been doing it forever, and everyone is aware of that. And now, essentially, what Republicans have finally understood is that, okay, we're just going to play by your rules. And they never like it when you play by the same rules that they play by. They don't like it. Also, this anti-Elon narrative is fascinating to me. It's such a losing battle. What is it? I'm trying to think of this saying. The definition of insanity or something is like just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That's what they're doing right now. They've just replaced Trump with Elon because they couldn't beat Trump. So now they're essentially doing the anti-Trump playbook, and they're just applying it to Elon Musk. It didn't work. You only made Trump more powerful. You only made him a fucking legend beyond belief by doing this. Now you're taking the richest man in the world and one of the most fascinating individuals in the world, and you're essentially doing the same thing you did to Trump. These people are fucking insane.
And so I want to make sure that my mother gets her Social Security check, not because she pledges allegiance to Elon, but because she pledges allegiance to the United States of America. I want to make sure your neighbor gets their tax refund, not because they pledge allegiance to the billionaire class, but because they pledge allegiance to the United States of America. And so we have work to do right now. Every single one of us has a responsibility to stand up to this fraud. And it is true. We have to reach out to everyone in this country, conservatives. We don't.
Yeah, this isn't going to end well for them. And that's fine. I personally am 100% okay with them continuing down this path. It's just funny that they seem to think that they're going to get a different result, and they're not.
Wrong side.
You're on the wrong side.
I'm not. Let's talk about government contracts also.
Oh,
that
no.
Musk has.
What's that? Well, no, the president has the
Of course it's
right
relevant.
to have Marco Rubio or Elon Musk or whomever he wants to advise him, and he makes the decisions.
Advising and eliminating
But
our
not
different.
Why didn't you have a problem with Elon Musk government contracts when he was a Democrat? That's what I wish I was on the panel right now to say, did you have a problem with Elon Musk government contracts when he was a Democrat? If so, why didn't you bring it up? Why didn't you bring it up then? Why is it now that you have a problem with it? Why now?
$9.3 billion to Islamic terror states responsible for killing over 3,000 American soldiers. That came to USAID. And it's wrong. President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu are going to speak any moment. We're going to bring that to you when it happens. But up next, it's only been 2 weeks, and President Trump is delivering some huge wins for the American people.
USAID is they're not even just huge wins. I mean, these are generational wins. What he's doing, he's changing the course of history. That's what he's doing, along with Elon Musk. And again, Elon deserves a ton of credit for getting Trump into this position. He deserves an insane amount of credit. I still, like, as big of a fan of Trump as I am, I'm not sure Trump wins the election without Elon Musk buying Twitter. I firmly believe that. And I think this is the difference here with Trump's first term. There's many differences with his first term into the second term. There's many differences, but one of the big things is that, Trump was essentially fighting the most powerful and corrupt and evil people in the world all by himself. That's not even an understatement. It sounds like a fucking movie. It sounds like a movie. One man, one billionaire, one man, one movie star, one TV star, whatever you want to call him. One man is facing the most evil and corrupt people in the world, and he's winning. Sounds like a movie. Now he actually has people helping him, because it's not realistic to think that one man can defeat the most horrible people in the world all by himself. It's just not. Now, Trump did things that he went further than anyone ever could have by himself, but he needed help. He had to have help. And that help came with Elon Musk. That help came with JD Vance. That help came by this incredible cabinet that he has. And they're doing so good. And Trump's leadership, which obviously you can't second guess Trump's leadership abilities at the age of, in his 70s. But in terms of the political process, like, let's remember something, okay? And perspective is important. Marco Rubio right now, I know we're only a few weeks in, and I'm not a fan of Marco Rubio, but Marco Rubio is Secretary of State. Does anybody in this chat remember who his Secretary of State was? The first person that he picked for Secretary of State, a man named Rex Tillerson. Rex Tillerson was his Secretary of State in his first run as president. He had never met Rex Tillerson before until he decided to make him Secretary of State. It was a terrible decision. It was an unbelievable decision to make Rex Tillerson his Secretary of State. And that's who he was. He was wasn't he an Exxon executive, if I'm not mistaken? Chat, am I right about that? Rex Tillerson was an Exxon executive, I believe. Am I right about that? Yeah. And CEO of Exxon. Okay. So Tillerson and Trump were completely like different people. Like, Trump's mentality and Tillerson's mentality, it was not a mixture that was ever going to work. That's on Trump, by the way. It was a bad decision to pick for what would be the fourth highest ranking member in the United States government. The fourth most powerful man in the world is the Secretary of State. So that goes, president, vice president, speaker of the House, and then the Secretary of State. That didn't work. Now you look at Marco Rubio, and under Trump's leadership and guidance, Marco Rubio is, in just a few weeks, is doing incredible stuff right now. Absolutely incredible. To the point where even I am like, man, Marco Rubio's killing it. Now, I know why he's killing it, because it's under Trump's direction, but he's still killing it. He's still doing a great job. And that just goes into, like, Trump has learned by his mistakes, which is all you can do in life, is learn from mistakes. On the internet, that's not really something that a lot of people on the internet like to appreciate and recognize. They and that's fine. It's human nature. People like to celebrate your mistakes and highlight those mistakes and never let you forget those mistakes. But the reality of it is there is no such thing in life as a person that never makes mistakes. The only way you can do life successfully is if you learn from your mistakes. They're not really mistakes. They're learning opportunities. If you just continue to make the same mistake over and over again, like the Democrats are doing right now with their anti-Elon Musk, well, then those are mistakes. But a true mistake, if you're learning from it, it's not really a mistake. And Trump didn't really make mistakes in his first term. He had learning opportunities, and he's fully realizing all of those learning opportunities now, and he's crushing it. And it's freaking amazing to witness. It really is. Dark Schwartz Rising for 20 says Trump knows he can rely on Elon because he's another wealthy public figure who is owned by no one. Well, that's the thing is, I agree with you now, but I also think that I think every time I make, I don't know why, but all of my comparisons are professional wrestling related right now. But so famously, Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin never had the match that they should have had a long time ago. Stone Cold Steve Austin's talked about it, that they both had there was a lot of friction between Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan because they were both the two top guys. So they couldn't get on the same page. And that's why a match never happened. Elon and Trump have not gotten along for a long time. And I think that there was a lot of professional animosity between those two guys. Even like to 2021 and 2022, there was like a lot of like animosity between these two guys. But I think it was simply put that they just never took the time to understand each other until they both realized that in order for us to overcome what's happening, we need to get on the same page. And now it seems like they're best friends. It's basically like stepbrothers. Did we just become best friends? Yes, they've literally become best friends. Elon Musk the other day said, I think it was in a tweet, but he basically said, like, the more time I spend with President Trump, the more I like the guy. I absolutely love the guy. That's what he said. So they clearly see that now. It's just taken them a little while to get to that point. Fantastic Vision Knox says, for 25, says, Hail Figs, Democrats complaining about Musk being in position of power in government, questioning the efficiency of government departments. Same Democrats who is okay with the Bill Gates doing the same thing, trying to sell COVID. Exactly. Why is it when COVID happened, I turned on my TV and these fucking mainstream clowns were talking to Bill Gates? Who is Bill Gates? Why am I listening to Bill Gates? Why are you so, and it wasn't like they weren't challenging him. It was like, we really need your insight, Mr. Bill Gates. We need you to tell us about public health. Why? I didn't elect Bill Gates. I didn't decide that I want Bill Gates to tell me about the health in this country, but the mainstream media had no problem putting Bill Gates at the forefront of all of that. Fuck the mainstream media. Fuck them. 1992 Space Movie for 10 says first time super chatter because Jeremy doesn't read my super chats. It's sad to see the same people who said DEI was necessary are now attacking a successful billionaire African American. That is mean, isn't it? That is mean. It's I personally think we should not be attacking our African-American billionaires. I personally don't think we should do that at all. All right, let's hear what the next part of this video is.
A bowl of worms. There is no apple. And when there is no apple, you've just got to basically get rid of the whole thing. That is why it's got to go. You know, it's beyond repair. None of this could be done without the full support of the president. Actually checked with him a few times. Said, are you sure? I'm like, yes. So we're shutting it down.
Sources confirming to Fox that USAID headquarters are in fact closed today, coming as President Trump and, as you heard, Elon Musk agreed the Agency for International Development needs to be shut down after failing to be transparent with their budget of billions. With us now, the former head of global health at USAID under President Biden, Atul Gawande. Thank you so much for being here. I want to put up your op-ed that you wrote in the New Yorker, the headline, "Beyond the chaotic attempt to freeze federal assistance, the potential for devastation," you write, "is made plain by another order concerning the crucial work of USAID." You heard the criticism there about the budget and the spending. What's the response?
What's happening right now is dangerous for the United States and humanity. These are people shutting down an agency and having no clue the work that is being done. I'm a surgeon. I led global health at USAID, and I can tell you, these are programs touching hundreds of millions of people around the world on a budget that's half the budget of the hospital where I do surgery. Let me give you some critical examples.
I would love to know what this guy had to say about COVID and masks and mandates and all that shit. Maybe he said, no, we don't need to, wear masks. Maybe we don't need mandates. Maybe he said that. I don't know. I've never heard of this guy before, but I have a hard time believing that he wasn't on the Bill Gates argument for, masking people up and keeping people separated from their families.
Number one, in the last 4 years, USAID responded in containing 21 serious outbreaks of deadly diseases at risk of coming to the United States. There is an Ebola outbreak right now in Uganda that is killing people, and USAID, all activities have been shut down. That work is critical and is not even happening. There is an HIV. 20 million people, of whom 6.5 million are children with HIV, where the global program that USAID leads with other parts of the US government has been shut down. Those are people whose medicines are required for them to stay alive. I can go on down the list: eradication of malaria and polio and so on. This is dangerous. Yeah. It is bad for American security.
I want to comment on a lot of that very heartfelt message from some guy. I can't say his name, but I don't want to overly complicate what I'm going to say, and this might not be the most popular thing, but I just want to say I don't fucking care. Thank you.
There is, criticism of how some organizations, there are a number of organizations who get money from USAID. The list, as you scroll through it, is a number of names that people are familiar with. But the budgeting of that and how that money is allocated has come under some significant criticism. And in fact, Brian Mast, congressman from Florida, head of the Foreign Affairs Committee, was on this weekend talking about it.
You had me there, says Dragon.
You want to authorize
is that Margaret?
Purging of State Department personnel? What is
that, Margaret? Speaking of I don't care, Margaret.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, if you want to take a look at the State Department, where DEI has been a priority over, let's say, diplomacy in many accounts, $500,000 to expand atheism in Nepal, $50,000 to do, let's see, a transgender opera in Colombia, $47,000 to do an LGBTQ trans comic book in Peru, $20,000 a pop to do drag shows in Ecuador. Shall I continue with more examples?
So overall, you're saying the spending, there are crucial things, and the closing of this agency is a real problem in the eyes. You say it's an advantage for the enemy. For the people who voted for President Trump and say you need to purge some of these programs, what do you say to them?
a top to bottom review of what is being done and a change in policies is normal way of doing business, and that is appropriate in any administration. But a shutdown of work that is predominantly disaster assistance, it is global health.
Yeah, I don't think I can listen to this guy anymore. I'm kind of done. But I will say this: it is official. It appears Donald Trump will be attending the Super Bowl. Let's go. I do want to go back to that guy because I want to listen to him, but I did want to say this. So it looks like Trump will be at the Super Bowl. Let's freaking go. I can't wait to see that reaction.
It's demining countries around the world, including Cambodia and Vietnam, so that agriculture can be resumed by farmers. That critical work affects millions, and the effort to shut it down, activities are already closed. People are being harmed as we speak, and the destruction of this agency leaves America without the largest civilian operational capacity for action abroad. You don't need to pause it, and there's no such thing as a pause of an airplane in flight. You get exactly the damage that produces.
Yeah, Atul, we appreciate it. We want to have all sides of the story on the air. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, that guy is 100% corrupt. He is 100% corrupt. And yeah, I mean, I would like to know what his stances were on, say like 2 weeks to slow the spread, COVID, all that bullshit. I would love to see that. And I'm pretty sure we all know what the answer is. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Really quick, because I was traveling all day today. I know that the RFK Jr. vote was today. I know that it cleared 14-13 in the first vote. What else happened? I have not heard. There's been so much news that I don't even know what happened with RFK. So, and Tulsi vote today. That's right. Tulsi voted that was hers was the same, right? 14-13, right? So now where are we at? I don't even know where the latest is. So what's the latest now? Bondi got confirmed. I saw that when Pam Bondi got confirmed. So the final vote is when? When is the final vote? Is that tomorrow? Final vote tomorrow? Advancing to the Senate vote. That's tomorrow. Tulsi was 9-8. Okay. Let's see. You don't think it's scheduled yet? Okay. I'm about to look into that and see. If it's tomorrow, I don't think I can cover it. But we shall see. But I'll do my best. Again, so just so everybody knows, this week I will be a little hit or miss because we are in Orlando for MegaCon. We will have a panel at MegaCon, and then Saturday night is our big fan meetup at City Walk, and we're expecting an insane amount of people. It's going to be crazy awesome. And I did talk about this a little bit earlier on Tuesday night's main event, but if you missed it, unfortunately, Gary will not be there. He was scheduled to be there, but he will not be there. This is Gary's tweet. Greetings, everyone. Due to a death in the family, I will not be on any streams this week, and unfortunately, I will not be able to attend MegaCon. The missus and the boys are okay. I'll give you more details soon. Friday Night Tights is still going ahead with the gang from Orlando. For those of you making the trip, do us one favor. Have a blast. Words cannot properly express how grateful we are for all of your support. So I actually just talked to Gary. He called me in between main event and CobraCast. So he's holding up. Obviously, it's Gary's awesome, and it's obviously a lot to deal with, but we got you back, Gary, as always. And I know everybody's gonna go crazy when he does make his return. So, but prayers up for Gary and his family, and sucks that he will not be there. But we know that he's going to come back and be kicking some major ass. So anyway, I just wanted everybody to have that update if you had missed it earlier. If you didn't see the update, there it is right there. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. Right here. This is the argument. So they keep saying no one voted for Elon Musk. No, we voted for Donald Trump. And this is what Donald Trump said.
Fourth, at the suggestion of Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice.
I love how Trump just has to say, who gave me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice.
Fourth, at the suggestion of Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice. Smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It's very, very much appreciated. I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are now.
So yes, we voted for this. We 100% voted for this.
Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Be interesting. If he has the time, that'd be a good one to do it. Fourth, at the
So there we go. So there you go. Yes, we did vote for it. We 100% voted for it. We demanded it, and that's what we want. So it's just another Democratic lie, which, again, I don't need to convince all of you, but it's just out there. Oh, no. Hang on. What is this? Uh-oh. Breaking 911. Multiple victims after a mass shooting at a manufacturing plant in New Albany, Ohio. Incident reportedly occurred at KDC-1 Cosmetics building. Unknown number of victims or conditions. Police are calling it an active shooting. Holy crap. That was 2 minutes ago that came in. 2 minutes ago. Let me see if there's any more information on that right now. Let's see here. Anybody familiar with that area? New Albany, Ohio? I don't know if I've been to Ohio. I've only driven. I don't even think I've driven through Ohio. I don't think I've ever been in Ohio. I don't think. Let's see. Buster Nut Smash says, were you able to find a bar in Orlando for fans to meet and watch FNT this Friday? No, I made a couple calls and nothing that could house as many people as I anticipated it could be. So there still might be a couple of irons in the fire that I have, but I've struck out. Friday night's a tough. Actually, I know it's Friday day, but like Fridays in Orlando is kind of tough to have find a spot with that many people available. So I am still looking. There was a clip, and I'm still looking to see if we have any updated information on that one. In the meantime, there was one clip that I wanted to show you. Just because we have talked about this individual recently, and it's just so good, and I'm sure most of you have seen it, but this is the type of mindset that we have to have, okay? And I'm going somewhere with this, but right here, our boy, Senator John Kennedy. If you've never seen this ad, here you go.
Violent crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. A mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I...
All right, now the reason I play that, all right, it will never not be funny. It will never... Call a crackhead. But listen, all right, so he appeared on Hannity yesterday, all right? He appears on Hannity yesterday, all right? Listen to this shit, okay?
Here now, Senator Kennedy, Louisiana. Congratulations, Super Bowl. All eyes on New Orleans and your great state, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sean. Let me say first, Sean, that it's kind of cool having a president again. Let me try to put all this in context for you. I like omelets. I mean, I really like omelets. I could eat an omelet at every meal. I like omelets better than sex. Not really, but you get the point. I like omelets. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Now, President Trump ran for office saying, I'm going to review every single penny in the federal budget. Now, how are you going to review the spending in the federal budget without reviewing the spending? And that's what Mr. Musk is doing. Now, many of my Democratic colleagues and some of the tofu-eating wokarati at the USAID are screaming like they're part of a prison riot because they don't want us reviewing the spending. But that's all Mr. Musk is doing, and he's finding some pretty interesting stuff. To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow. And really, here's what's going on. For 4 years under President Biden, the people in charge ask one simple question. Who needs to pay more in taxes? Who needs to pay more in taxes? Well, that's not the question that the Republicans and President Trump are going to ask. Our question is, what the hell happened to the money? And that's all that's going on.
$520 million for consultant-driven ESG investments in Africa, $45 million to DEI scholarships in Burma. Why are your Democratic colleagues seemingly more freaked out about cutting U.S. aid? This is our money. Do you know how much $1 million is? 520? I mean, we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars over the years on this madness. What are they thinking? We have $40 trillion in debt.
If you notice, my Democratic colleagues and the USAID officials, they're not defending the spending. All they're talking about is process. Oh, it's an insurrection. And Elon Musk doesn't have the authority. Well, sure, he has the authority. The president gave it to him.
Exactly.
And all he's doing is looking at the spending, just what the president said he was going to appoint Musk to do. Here's what I hope Rubio and Musk do. I would put together all this absurd spending into a booklet. I'd call a press conference, and in front of God and country and the corporate media and the USAID folks and my Democratic colleagues, I'd go over it, item by item by item, every bit of it. The DEI comic books, the transgender operas, the funding of gain-of-function research.
Let's go.
I'd go over every bit of it and say, now, do you want to defend this? And they won't. They can't.
They really can't. Let me shift gears a little bit and ask you about Kash Patel and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Tulsi Gabbard picked up support from Senator Susan Collins today. Do you believe, after speaking with your colleagues, that Republicans will hold the line and give the president the cabinet he's requested?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I haven't done what we call a whip count and talked to every particular senator, but we're together every day and you kind of get a feel for things. And I think in only 4 or 5 instances have presidents of a particular party not had senators of the same party support his nominees. And I don't think that's going to change this time. I'm not sure. I mean, if there were one person I would say is sort of on the bubble, and I don't want to overstate this, it's Ms. Gabbard. But I saw today where Senator Collins is going to support her, and that will probably be enough. That's my best guess at this point. I don't tell my colleagues how to vote, Sean. I tell them to follow their heart, but take their brain with them.
Now, you don't want to revise and extend those remarks, do you, about your omelet?
No, it's not. Omelets aren't better than sex, but you get the point. I like omelets, man. Did I mention that I like omelets?
Apparently. All right. We appreciate you being with us, Senator Kennedy.
If you want to see some more of Senator Kennedy, here you go right here. Dude's a trip. Here we go.
Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating. Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. Can I take cocaine with my spouse?
No, sir. No, sir.
I did not call Senator Sanders an ignorant slut. I'm not talking about buying it, but let's suppose I came in one day and the cocaine was there.
I'm not talking about buying it. Here we go.
Ignorant slut. I'm not talking about buying it, but let's suppose I came in one day and the cocaine was there. People who are bilingual, they speak English and stupid. I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. Looks like we're giving Lindsay Lohan the keys to the minibar. President Biden is sort of like Kevin Bacon at the end of Animal House, the cantina bar scene out of Star Wars. They wanted it like Ben wants J-Lo. I'm like Bluto in Animal House. I'm just fat, drunk, and stupid. Frankly, I can't because I can't get my head that far up my rear end. To stick it up their fact checker. They can kiss my ass. Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce. Okay. We cannot run the greatest economy by putting fairy dust and unicorn urine in our cars. Urinate to get off the pot. My car doesn't run off fairy dust. My car doesn't run off unicorn urine. The spending porn on pet projects. It's just chock full of spending porn. There's an enormous amount of spending porn. Next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead, call a criminal, call a meth head. It must suck to be that dumb. I don't mean disrespect, but the mayor needs to take her meds. Christmas ornaments, drywall, and Jerry Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves.
He's the best, dude. He is the freaking best. Oh my gosh, so funny, man. So damn funny. Woo! All right. Yeah, he is great. Paul Stella, sorry this is earlier, but before we get going, how do you get such good quality on retro consoles? Well, luckily for me in Florida, there's a place called Video Game Trading Post, and they are as good of a retro gaming store as I have ever been to. They are awesome. I've known them for a long time. And yeah, so I've seen their store. It was a little small place, and now they've gotten a bigger place. It's a great place. That's where I get a lot of my retro games anyway. Let's see. Beto says with the screaming SJW and then the dance emoji. Teresa Young says, enjoy MegaCon. I wish I could go, but I'm in Oregon, 70 miles from the Pacific. I love what Trump is doing. Libs are melting down. Yes, they are. And it is glorious to witness. Glorious to witness. James says, make America the 110th. Let's see. We've got Lean Back says previous chat asked what is Trump's biggest hurdle. I was hitting my dashboard shouting the fucking Republicans, and you said the rhinos. You're absolutely right, Jeremy. Never underestimate their ability to F things up. That's it, man. I mean, if you're looking, because previously that would probably been a different answer in 2020, but now with how things are, I mean, they're really the only things that can hold Trump back, in my opinion. Let's see. Skull Leader says USAID need to work on real issues. Helping Ireland and Serbia with DEIs is not their mandate. For all this BS social and art programs, their countries can fund it. It doesn't look like they're going to have any work. So John Kennedy says, damn proud of my cousin. Look at there. Damn proud of my cousin. That's what's up. Hail. Dark Schwartz Rising says, as a Louisiana native who has met the man, I'm obliged to tell you that John Kennedy is even funnier in person. That is awesome to hear right there. Let's see. Thank you so much. Landschneck Zach asked for 20 says, after finding out that the USAID is funding the spread of atheism, I have been questioning where I am lately. I am not happy with this at all. I guess what they say is true. Everything is capable of becoming a cult. That is true. That is true. Honestly, there's been so much information. It's hard for me to even keep up with some of the stuff that's been uncovered. So Sally Ito says, John Kennedy is always funny. I love him so much. Don't we all? Beastie Man says, his accent makes it even funnier. OMG. It does. It does. Let's see. Where are we at? Shorty Short says, Trump and Jeremy make me less gay. Sandwich. Thank you, Shorty Short. Let's see. Gerald Armstrong says, there goes the counterfeit jersey market. Spirian with the 199 super sticker. Thank you. Hope says, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Israel is important to America to keep the Middle East safe without knowing why it is dangerous to America. Well, again, though, I mean, based on a little bit of research that I've done, since it just continues to just be such a freaking insane thing. Because again, normally I didn't know anything about any of this stuff over there. So then I look at it and understanding why the allyship is there. You know, and I've looked at it. I've listened to like some of the negative Israel stuff out there too. I've heard all of that. So because it's all you see on the internet, especially on Twitter. Especially since Elon essentially, Elon opening up Twitter has opened that conversation up much more. And if you really like, pro tip, you know, if you want to gain followers on Twitter, just talk shit about Israel. Oh my God, you will gain followers and get a ton of retweets and likes. Eric K says Gaza will be a shithole as long as they support Hamas and other terrorists. Trump can not fix that. Egypt and Jordan have huge fences to keep them out. Solo Felix says, Jeremy Fig, have you heard of Victor Davis Hanson? He's a political commentator, author who wrote The Case for Trump, been MAGA since the beginning. I'm not familiar with him. Ministry of Wrong Things says their focus on Elon proves DOGE is exposing them. Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, he's wrong, says, I'm convinced Democrats have stolen our tax money. Eric K says, I did not elect Elon to be the Pope's president. Guy the Guardian for 199 says, Pope president, also you're a fig. John Ambler says, put Maxine in her place in a nursing home on meds. What's up, John Ambler? Maxine Waters looks like the Netflix adaptation of The Grinch. Oh my. The accuracy. The accuracy is incredible here. Like, that is so amazing. Wow. CG says USAID was created by Kennedy in 1961 by executive order. Trump is only acting within his power, dismantling something made by an executive order. 8 o'clock says the Dems are just upset because Elon is looking into their alcohol and drugs fund. Let all those 19-year-old autists find it. Eric K says Jeremy 316 says I just fluffed your ass. Kevin Cron says Trump and Elon are DX. Trump is Luke and Elon is Han Solo. Well, he's wrong. Says, let's see. USAID paid $300 million to Reuters for anti-Trump stuff. Vic Whiplash says, yeah, I want to go way back. George the Animal Steel was my neighbor in the 1980s. That is old school right there. That is old school. Yes, that's definitely old school. Y-Wing Pilot for $2. Thank you. Default says Gaza is Trump's first puzzling move. Just got to trust he knows what he's doing. Plus, AOC calling someone unintelligent is like Boogie calling someone unathletic. Let's see where we go. UGO says, Jeremy, read my member message. Also, you're a fake. Did I see that one? Here we go. Hey, all. Hope your week is going well. I'm getting crushed with work, but I got a raise. Jeremy, hope you're enjoying no. Ugh. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got a raise. Where are we at? Fantastic Song says, talk to them, fig, clap, clap, clap. Jason J says, not our flag, not our wars, fight me. Jupiter Knight says, just because Jessica Alba's dad was stationed in Del Rio, Texas, doesn't mean his Del Ryan thinks she is hotter than that. Penelope Cruz, hail the 199. Let me see. I know it's Yu-Gi-Oh, but I say I didn't know for a while because I don't watch that shit. Nothing against it. I'm just saying, but yeah. So everybody, it was like whenever I say Yu-Gi-Oh, people freak out, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Apparently, I'm not sure anymore. Actually, which one is it? Every time I get confused. Fuck, I don't know. Let's see. Eva Mendez over just what is this, man? What is this? Emu Otaku says Jeremy likes to troll us. He gets my name. My name wrong all the time. I called you Emu last night, and you caught it. I appreciated that. I did. I said Emu, and you caught it. So, Bird Up says Gaza meetup win. Yeah. Taker says 2016 A New Hope, 2020 The Empire Strikes Back, 2024 Return of the Jedi, MAGA. They struck him down and he became more powerful than they could have imagined. Vlad says just rewatched Interstellar on my laptop with the best surround sound speakers on my laptop. Dad left his daughter because of climate change. Dumb. No, that is not what Interstellar is about. God. Like, I saw people talking about, like, who was it? Jack Posobiec, who has the worst pop culture takes imaginable. He was shitting all over Interstellar, and he was like, the black hole leads to his daughter's bedroom. And I'm like, no. It, the fifth dimension beings, if you understand what the movie is trying to say, regardless of like what you wanted it to say, the fifth dimension beings who have infinite access to time, but they can't find a specific place in time, put the Tesseract there so that Cooper's love for his daughter would send him to that place. That's all explained in the movie. Of all the problems that like people complain about Nolan, and they say he gives too much exposition, he explains too much. He literally does too much explaining in Interstellar, and people still don't get it. And I'm like, he over explains everything in that movie too much, in my opinion. And people still are like, that makes no sense. And it's like, I personally think he explained too much in the movie. I wish he would have left more into interpretations like he did with Inception. But the dialogue explains everything in Interstellar, and people still are like, that makes no sense. And I'm like, I wish he would have not explained as much as he did. So Hope says, what's knocked before? I have no idea. Grant Potato says TDS has evolved into EMTDS. Chad Layton says talking with fellow veterans, many are worried this administration is going to go after / eliminate our disability benefits and services. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of concerns out there for sure. I understand that. Let's see here. C. Jenkins says, have you seen the videos of people driving through the anti-ice protest blasting Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby song? Priceless. I haven't seen that, but that sounds awesome. Lucky Death says, to paraphrase Crowder, that government can audit you whenever you want, and now they're big mad when they can be audited. You don't hate the left enough. That is true. Vault says, Trump isn't once in a lifetime. He's once in an era kind of man. We probably won't see someone like him again for nearly 200 years. Epic, man. We may not see anybody like Trump ever, period. Ministry of Wrong Think says a border agent was unalived on the northern border on Trump's first day, not the southern. They've been lying about how bad the Canadian border is. I mean, who's been lying? Because clearly Trump seems to think it's a problem. So who's been lying? Thumb Ugly says, I'm all for Israel defending itself. Israel is a country like any other, but why let any nation have lobbyists in our DC capital, Israel or others? with a salute. Tinhead says, was Maxine, she sounds like she's trying to give Lieutenant Dan ice cream. Lapco says, Jeremy, don't you dare show your bare feet on this stream. You better not. I'm warning you. Don't dare. Don't do it. You better not. I can promise you, you have nothing to worry about. Okay. Nothing to worry about. Jimbo says, Trump's going to make them play YMCA at halftime show. K-Hobo says, been following you since you liked The Last Jedi. LOL, just kidding. Yeah, man. Apparently, according to Reddit, man. God, these people are crazy. John says, Ron Paul is the only president that could have saved us. Let Israel defend themselves like anyone else. Why do we have to be involved all the time? Well, I mean, Trump is saving like the entire country. So again, Ron Paul couldn't get elected because libertarians are retarded. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, so libertarians are always going to be 2 or 3% of people. And that's the ceiling for them. And I learned that when Trump goes to the Libertarian National Convention and they boo him. Yet he does exactly what he promised them, and they're still crying about something else. Jimbo says, Jeremy, since you are never going to resume the video, I wanted to ask, have you ever worked in retail? You seem like you may have worked in retail. Yeah, like the point is like, if you simply put, I know this is a crazy theory for libertarians, but if you don't have the votes, you're not going to become president. I know it's a crazy idea, crazy idea, but that's just the reality of the situation. You actually need enough votes, and having a few million votes in a country of 350 whatever it is million people, not going to happen. But congratulations on your 2%. Keep striving there, little buddy. Meanwhile, MAGA makes up the heavy majority of the entire Republican Party. MAGA, which was started in 2016, is already like infinitely bigger than this Libertarian Party will ever fucking imagine being. Think about that one. Legendary Scrub says, do you know anyone who ever owned a comic store? Doesn't jump out. No. Mexican Takeover says, my best friend ghosting me since I went full MAGA. Then they were never your best friend, sadly. That's just the truth. They were just never your best friend. Again, I'm sitting here shitting all over libertarians, and Ripa's like a big time libertarian. He doesn't care. Just like he can shit all over MAGA. I don't care. Like, so they weren't your best friends. They weren't your best friend. For everybody saying Gary, yes, that was a joke. Like that, obviously I know someone. His name is Gary, but let's see here. Got that one. Sinestro says, would you ever consider coming to WonderCon in Anaheim? Hail the 199, you're gay. Okay, bye. The reason I do MegaCon is because I'm here. We have a lot of G&G ties here to Orlando, and I'm in Florida. I'm not a big fan of going to cons. It's just not what I like to do. But if opportunities are there, I'll consider it. But it's not something I want to make I like doing our meetups and stuff like that. And again, I want to thank all of you guys and gals for like allowing us the opportunity, because like I said, I feel confident in like, if we want to do a meetup somewhere, if I announce it 6 months out, 3 months out, whatever, I feel very, very confident that if I go to a place of business and I say, hey, I want to do a meetup, here's who I am, whatever, I can bring a minimum of 350 to 500 people to your establishment in one evening, and I can give you the best night of the month you've ever had, or the best night of the month you're going to have. They will eat, they will drink, and they will tip. If you can provide me the place, I can provide the people. And thankfully, we have that now. And so we're not at a place where we have to pay for the venue anymore, which is a huge relief. So a meetup out there is something I'm open to meetups anywhere. Cons is a whole different story. Southeastern Kaiju says Tea Party and MAGA rallies versus establishment protests. One side is fun, family friendly with dogs. The other side is full of weirdos, hate, and seething. It's just true. Jimbo says, breaking DOGE to audit Jeremy's claim of having a winning record on Geeks and Gamers Mario Kart. Hey, Dino Wheels takes care of that, okay? Aaron James says, USAID was created via executive order by Kennedy, hence the executive branch can eliminate it via executive order. Andy Plays Game says, clip out that reporter clip of Trump and use it for Dan. Aaron says, who else hates spell check autocorrect on iPhones? Not me, because I just hate iPhones in general. So I have an Android. So roll Android roll. Let's see. By the way, so I mean, even if I did though, like I would just recommend, like, if you what do I have? I think I have SwiftKey keyboard. I would just download SwiftKey. Even on your iPhone, I would just download SwiftKey and use that keyboard. You can. So the reason I use Android over Apple is I like to have the ability to customize my phone. It doesn't mean that I utilize like every feature, but I like to have the ability to customize my phone to what I want. I would download SwiftKey. If you don't like the iPhone app, SwiftKey is I've always used that one. I tried to Google a keyboard for a while, but SwiftKey was better. Let me see here. Stifler's dad says they'll pledge allegiance to Bill Gates. Golden Nugget says, I wonder how many of those whining about Trump's cleanup are on a certain list. Sergeant String says, thanks for the stream. Good luck and live in peace. Well, thank you. Hope says, you sounded like you voted for Elon and Trump. So say we all. Yes. Fantastic Stock says, here's hoping some good news from my doctor's appointment. Might have tendonitis in my right hand. The pain right now sucks, though. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. But at least you got some good news from it, as you said. Taker says, who the hell is taking care of the Helene victims? Well, I mean, there was supposed to be, and again, I Harley Dave, I don't know if I talked to Harley in DMs the other day. Maybe I can get an update from him and see what's going on over there. CG says, dude is fear mongering. All those things will stay funded. Trump doesn't want bad headlines. And Rubio also stated those medical things will stay funded. There you go then. See? Luis says, I'm a new subscriber. What is 199, bro? Do you follow and believe the Q board? Thanks for giving us Trump updates. No, I know nothing about Q. 199 is a meme that basically is our calling card for Geeks and Gamers and D-Day Cobra. Mods can drop a link to an article right now fully explaining the creation of it and how it's just evolved. But yeah, the Q stuff, I've never followed that shit. Lucky Death says, Jeremy, you missed my super. You said hat, you mong. It's okay, though. I can't get angry at the spokesman for Autism Speaks. I didn't. I got yours. I got it. Packing Proton says, supposedly UPS or United States Postal Service is stopping accepting packages from Hong Kong and China. Also, didn't Goodell say he was continuing DEI practices? That's what I heard, too. So there's conflicting reports. Lance Schneck says, one way to cut government spending, mandatory random drug test for all federal employees. A lot would quit or get fired, guaranteed. That's true. Skull Eater says, all the best, Gary. I do not remember voting or members of the government accounting offices or head of the IRS. Exactly. Nate says, Jeremy, you're still gay. Come on, man. U.S. Jades. Good Lord. We did all we could, except funds might have been split between Jaywalks, the Planet Park Hop, and Drunk 3PO's Basement, the Good Morning Rebellion, Trudeo podcast, Geeks and Gamers clips too. There's so many memes, dude. There's so many Geeks and Gamers memes. It's hard to keep up. It really is. John Kennedy says Interstellar sucked, and my cousin Senator Kennedy agrees. My favorite movie of all time. Vunder Guy says, you think that's bad? Try The Boy and the Heron. I've seen that. It was okay. What's his name? The guy that does those movies, Miyazaki. Is that it? Am I wrong about that? I'm fairly new to those. So I'm not sure I quite understand it. Black Tiger says Tenet equals TNG, all good things with a new bad guy. I didn't like Tenet. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, but I didn't like Tenet. Tenet did not work for me at all. So Piano Dean says 2 people in particular that will never be another: Rush Limbaugh and Donald J. Trump. All right. Dark Schwartz Rises says, okay, I thought I was done with super chats for the night, but I will not stand for Interstellar hate. Favorite movie. You have great taste, sir. Yeah, listen, I do understand that Interstellar is not a movie that works for everyone, and that's totally fine with me. It's my favorite movie of all time. I love there's a lot of themes within the movie. One theme in particular is that we're not caretakers, we're pioneers. That's they talk about we're a caretaker generation. Cooper is like, I'm not a caretaker, I'm a pioneer. I need to be out there. Exploring, advancing. I'm not a caretaker. And that's how humanity should be. We should not be caretakers. We should always be striving for more and striving to become more and search for more. Never be complacent, things like that. That's one of the themes. Obviously, the father and the daughter, theme is a huge overarching theme, which I think is what is at the core of the movie. You have a lot of science. You have a lot of physics involved with it. Some of it I did not understand at first. I had to actually do research to understand a lot of it. I had to listen to The Science of Interstellar by Kip Thorne, who's a physicist who's intricately involved in the movie, to help me make sense of some of this shit. You got the bootstrap paradox, which obviously confuses people in any time travel movie that you're involved in, which on the surface never makes sense, and you're always questioning that. But so I do understand a lot of that. Yeah. So even me, I had to fully process a lot of that. There's a lot to understand with that movie. Noble Spitfire says, Jeremy and the Working at Retail Stories. Name a more iconic duo. Too High Strung says, I'm closer to libertarian than anything. And yes, they're regarded. You mean retarded? MAGA for life. Republicans and Dems are sellouts. There's no place for thought. I appreciate that. Hope says, now that we're balls deep in the Mideast, again, you might want to watch a video on how Israel funds Hamas and what the Nakba is, or play Mario Kart instead. I'll play Mario Kart. I don't give a shit. That's the point. I don't care. I would rather play Mario Kart. Kita says, Amazon Prime cancels Rings of Power Season 3 after USAID grant funding for increased racial diversity and LGBT representation among the people of Middle Earth gets axed by DOGE. Yes, I saw that tweet. I appreciated it. At first, I was like, oh, that's not true. Root for Thought says, no one called Tim Wall's ball blazing walls. It was a slam dunk, and no one thought of it. Harley freaking Dave is here. Jeremy, Army Corps of Engineers has been here in WNC, is that Western North Carolina, in full force since JD was here. Lines of dump trucks. It's like night and day. People are finally getting power and roads are being cleared. You see? People, like earlier, he was saying nothing's happening. Things are happening, man. Things are 100% happening. Harley Dave is boots on the ground confirming that right there. Let me see. Grand Potato says, is your beard a normie, or is she dialed in like you? What? Oh, you mean I don't talk about my personal life on the internet. I've learned early on the internet not to talk about my personal life. Lucky Death says, I'll hold that L, Jeremy. Thought you'd see the second one first. It's all good. Zero says, see you at the meetup. Also, will be a vendor at MegaCon. Hail the 199. Can't wait for this weekend. I can't either. Black Tiger says, watch TNG, all good things, then rewatch then watch Tenet. I mean, the Next Generation is great. A lot of people want to see Nolan tackle a Star Trek movie. I'm not sure about that. So, but let's see. Brendan P says our 47th president is even better than our 45th. This is true. Mexican Iron Man. I'm in California for 2 weeks, and it's good to see the leftist meltdown as Operation Beaner Kick is in full swing. Sean Living Life says, I love Trump, but this is a misstep. We occupied Iraq and Afghanistan for 10 plus years. How did that work out? Occupying Gaza is retarded. Yeah, I mean, I that's a fair criticism for sure. Blackjack says 2024, greatest vote of my life. Let's see. Objectively a Cat says, now we need a meme of Pope Elon the First. We all need Pope Elon the First to help the Catholic Church and make Catholicism great again. Jonathan says Kotaku got hacked yesterday, was funny enough, but they had one accurate comment. Play Dark Cloud 2. TJ says 1,000,000% it had to be Trump in 2024, and 2020 had to happen, hands down, without a doubt. I'm with you. Yeah, I stand by that. I've been saying that one for a while too. Papa Lock says Jessica Alba in idle hands can never be matched. Smart man. Chris Rose says, Hail Snake Pit. I haven't been around much. The cancer came back in my lung. I've been struggling mentally. Please, no pity. Love y'all and fuck cancer. Kick its ass, brother. That's the bottom line. You got to go out there and kick ass. And we are here for you, man. So kick cancer's ass. The 7th C says 13 months as a member. What the fuck is wrong with me? Hail the Snake Pit. There's something wrong with all of us around here. Jose Taco says Jay is owning the political show in the morning and you at night. Keep up the good work. Also, JD Vance movie is pretty good on Netflix. People keep telling me that. So I don't know. Let's see. Pyro says, remember the Batman versus argument with enough prep time, Batman always wins. Dim gave us Trump for 4 years, prep time to his return to the White House winning. This is true. Dirty Jersey says, I guess I'm not MAGA because I can call out Trump on things and disagree with like yourself. So be it. I've always been an independent anyway. Well, who said you're not MAGA? You can call Trump out on shit. Socrates McGoat says, Jeremy, you're a star-spangled awesome. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Adam Rice says Senator Kennedy, it is one of the few people that make me think twice about term limits. The man is a national treasure. 1 month till yellow Cobra hood. And Grand Potato says fair enough. All right, we are at the end, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and demanding a CobraCast. I listen to the people as long as I can make it happen, and you guys demanded a CobraCast, and a CobraCast happened. So we got a busy week here in Orlando, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with many of you. This is going to be awesome, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I just hope that you guys have fun this weekend. That's all I care. Polite Rude Guy says, I fully support Israel. That is your right. I also hope that you guys come hang out with us tomorrow. We have Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. There's no Wednesday night gaming tomorrow because we're all out of town. We're all traveling. We're all getting ready for this. And other than that, thank you guys so much. We are at the end. No Jeremy tonight. There's no Jeremy tonight. I'm sorry. There's no Jeremy. Jeremy's he's back at home. So there's no Jeremy. But I will leave you guys with some Sabaton to close out the night because, of course, that's how we close it out. Have a good night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.